What's up, fellow YouTubers? Well, it's Chuck back with Chuck's Hobby Spot. Well, got some news in the channel here and some progress on things and some negative progress on some other things. But we'll get started with the Henry J's, and we'll show you what we've done to them. I have not polished them yet. I wanted to try to get one ready for Modelzona, but it doesn't look very likely, so I am running behind on schedule. So the thing with these two cars is, the last video I've got so much positive feedback with the paint jobs and everything, and I wasn't happy with the quarter panel mainly on this one, and I went to sand it, and there was just, it was still like some air underneath this back decal here. So I re-stripped it and I repainted it again. I cleared it, I ordered decals, I laid the decals, I cleared it again. I wet sanded it, I cleared it again, and now this is where we're at. So I am very much more happy with it. I recovered really quick from it. And I was talking to Matt and everybody from the gang, you know, and they were telling me how fast I recovered from it, and they were kind of impressed. But I was bummed out, man. But that's okay. We all get bummed out when something doesn't go our way. But the moral of the story is to bounce back, and bouncing back is, in my opinion, it's better than just getting it right the first time sometimes. I mean, I learned a big lesson on this, not to cut corners. So I have no secrets on my channel. I don't hide anything on my channel. I like, when I repaint something, and I have to do it, I show people, because the lesson I'm learning is the lesson I'm hoping everybody else is learning too. That's why we do YouTube. And again, this is about, this build here is about doing a hard build that's hard to do and not giving up. So, and it's exactly what I'm doing here. Is, if I gave up, it'd defeat the build. So anyway, so this is where we're at. I'll show you. This here, it's the same thing. It's House of Colors, scale finishes, root beer brown, and you can see the decals are not bubbled, okay? They're not bubbled. And it still needs to be polished. I've got a couple little fish eyes, but it's got like a couple layers of clear on it. It'll come out. You can see that everything's buried under the clear. There you go again. It's buried under the clear. I think it's going to come out pretty nice. It still needs to be flattened out and polished out. But in my opinion, that's what your decals are supposed to look like under your clear. And if I would have had the other decals bubbling up on here, I would have built this thing, not been happy, and I would have cheated myself out of a nice build. And it's just, at this point, with all the work in the front end of this thing and all the work I've been doing, the scratch building I've been doing, it would have just been a devastating thing to me. So here again, this one I redid it. And again, look what decals I was able to find. Chuck's Speed Center. And that's a real thing out here in Phoenix. So see that's how your decals are supposed to lay. It's got a couple fish eyes, small teeny ones. See, I changed the back of this one because I found that decal, that Woolly Bully decal, and I said, you know, that'd be better for the back of this. So there's a couple fish eyes here, but they're so small, I'll get them out. They're not that deep. But it's like glass. I mean, it hasn't been polished yet either. And we did change something on the back of this one. We had them Hasegawa decals, which were kind of junk. We went and found some Slicks ones, and I think it came out better. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise that the kit just, I was able to find the right decals and do it the right way. As you can see back here, I painted all the chrome parts black, and I went and cleared those because I'm going to do some L-clad, some chrome L-clad on them. I scratch built a roll cage because it just comes with the one bar. So I scratch built one to go inside here. So you guys can see. Let me see if I blow this up here. Not blow it up with a bomb or nothing, but I'll blow it up. And that's how it's gonna look. Okay, so I scratch built this roll cage. It came out pretty nice. So I took styrene tubing and I just bended it up, man. Used a little heat, bended it up. And it came out pretty good. So with all these decals on here, you had a lot of blue. I did this on purpose, had stuff with blue accents on it. So when I did the roll cage, I'll do it blue. Let's take this back out. I did the same thing to the bottom frame. And then it'll contrast with some of the chrome suspension and all that stuff for this. Getting ready to spray some aluminum for the pan. I wanted this to be like black mats in here. So I taped it off. I went and sanded the trademark stuff off and tried to be real careful. They had lines and stuff in here. I sanded those off, but I wanted to be careful and not take the rivets out. So got that done. Now for the bad news, okay? I always use scale finishes. Scale finishes is like my go-to, and you can lay scale finishes over pretty much any primer. Any lacquer-based primer, I lay it over, I have no problems, okay? Ever do I have a problem with it. So I bought some splash paints, okay? And I did all kinds of body work to this unified scale model builder creator build group build we got going on. And I cut the fender wells out of this thing, and I get it into primer, and this thing's looking beautiful. Okay. So with that being said, I mean I have hours and hours of time just cutting the fender wells out and putting new plastic in there, taking that battery box, the battery out of there, and it was a big mess, okay? So I put the regular lacquer-based primer like I always use, my trusty old Duplicolor primer, okay? And I went and sprayed the scale finishes plumb crazy on it. And let's just say that it ate through the primer base and went and attacked the plastic. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me, and I called I called a friend of mine, and he told me, you know, I explained to him what I did, because I only did 2 mist coats on this thing, okay? And there's no way in my mind that 2 mist coats can burn through a primer barrier. And he told me, well, what'd you use for primer? I told him. He says, that's your problem. With splash paints, you have to use their primer, which is, oh man, I was so mad, okay? Because of the fact that somebody sold me splash paints, and I'll keep them anonymous, okay, because he's a friend of mine. And he didn't tell me that I had to use their primer base. So the paint and everything that I spend all the money on and all my time into this car is absolutely done. I mean, I have to start over. And again, from what I just said, don't give up and move forward. It's what I'm going to have to do again. But I didn't plan on doing this. There's the body, and it didn't really get crazy on this body, but you can see all the work that I did to it. It's just, it's over, you know? So I got to do it again. I did all this stuff in here, but you know, once you strip a body, you got to redo it all again. So So that's where we're sitting with the Roadrunner. A little setback. I've got to go through this whole thing again, so I am a bit bummed. I did do a test spray out on a spoon, and I just thought, you know, maybe because I sprayed the spoon kind of hot, so I figured, and here's the spoon. I figured, okay, well, it's okay, but it did craze, and I figured it was because I put it on heavy on the spoon, not that it was the primer. I just wanted to make sure with the primer it was going to be the right color. And so again, I cheated on scale finishes, and that's what you get. Well, you got to make light of this. So anyway, that's where we're at with this Henry J, and I've got the block painted. I'm gonna do it's a Chevy motor that's going in here. The interior on this is gonna be white, so I'm gonna do that. It's got a little sheen to it, like it's kind of vinyl. The seats are done. I've cut the seats out so I can put belts in them. And there's another seat. Door panels are gonna be white. I'll accent them with something probably. So I'm just chugging along on this thing. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use some wheels that John Teresi gave me. He gave me some wheels, and Chris Sobak, he gave me some decals for this thing, and it got me going. And if it wasn't for those guys, this build would be a flop too, because they're kind of helping me with parts and stuff that I really appreciate. They're two of my best buddies, you know. And that's what we all do. We help each other. So, but I don't know why you guys watch this crap, but you do. I'm gonna get going, guys, and you guys all take care and have a good weekend. Things are better now with this. We'll recover from that Roadrunner soon. So that's what I'll be doing today. So guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will have another video up shortly of a stash update. A couple kits I bought that are really cool, and a couple build ideas that are in my head. So always something turning in my head. So you guys take care. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you on the next video. You guys take care. Bye.